Have you ever felt the chilling touch of darkness, the kind that seeps into your very soul and binds you to a malevolent force beyond your comprehension?
The group, their minds tethered by an otherworldly connection, embarked on a journey through the surreal landscapes of their shared consciousness. The air reeked of ancient magic, and the ground beneath their metaphorical feet seemed to shift like quicksand. Sarah, driven by an unyielding determination, led the way. Each step carried them deeper into the recesses of their collective nightmare, where the boundary between illusion and reality blurred into a twisted tapestry of shadows and echoes. The whispers of their fellow captives echoed in their minds, a haunting chorus of fragmented thoughts and shared despair. As they traversed the ethereal landscape, the spectral guardians of Malachai materialized, a grotesque amalgamation of tortured souls and malevolent energy. These guardians, forged from the nightmares of the enslaved, sought to deter the group from their quest for the forbidden Grimoire. The first guardian manifested as a grotesque visage of forgotten memories, its form shifting between the faces of loved ones lost to time. Eleanor, a middle-aged woman with tear-streaked eyes, trembled as the guardian approached, wielding the guilt of abandoning her family. With a collective surge of willpower, the group rallied around her, dispelling the phantom with a burst of ethereal light. However, the Necromancer's defenses grew more formidable with each passing challenge. The second guardian emerged as a manifestation of inner demons, feeding off the insecurities and fears that haunted the captives. Michael, a once confident man reduced to a mere puppet, faced the specter of his own self-doubt. Yet, with the collective strength of the group, they shattered the illusion, revealing the guardian's vulnerability. Their journey became a harrowing odyssey through the twisted corridors of their own minds, each step fraught with the uncertainty of what horrors awaited them. The Necromancer, sensing the resistance growing among his captives, intensified his efforts to maintain control. Shadows congealed into grotesque shapes, and the air thickened with the palpable weight of malevolence. As they neared the heart of the psychic labyrinth, the group encountered a final, formidable guardian, an entity born of the very magic that ensnared them. It wielded the darkest aspects of the Necromancer's power, an embodiment of the malevolent force that sought to dominate their wills. Sarah, driven by a fusion of fear and determination, confronted the guardian, her eyes locking with its abyssal gaze. The collective strength of the group surged forth, manifesting as a radiant energy that clashed against the guardian's dark aura. The battle raged on, a clash of opposing forces in the surreal realm between enslavement and liberation. As the struggle reached its zenith, the Grimoire, a spectral tome adorned with arcane symbols, materialized before them. It pulsed with an otherworldly glow, beckoning to be touched. With a surge of collective will, Sarah reached for the forbidden knowledge contained within its pages. The Grimoire unleashed a burst of arcane energy, unraveling the Necromancer's spells that bound them. The captive souls, liberated from the clutches of darkness, found themselves standing in the desolate town once more, the stormy night replaced by an eerie calm. Their ordeal, however, was far from over. Malachai, sensing the disturbance in the fabric of his power, turned his attention toward the now free captives. The town, once a mere backdrop for his malevolent designs, now became the battleground between the forces of light and the encroaching shadows. As the group prepared to face the Black Magician in the realm of the living, they knew that the horrors they had encountered within their own minds were but a prelude to the nightmarish confrontation that awaited them. The air thickened with tension, and the echoes of the Necromancer's laughter reverberated through the deserted streets. The battle against the Black Magician had just begun, and the line between reality and nightmare continued to blur as they ventured into the heart of darkness to confront the puppet master who sought to wield the very fabric of their existence for his insidious purposes. For a group of unsuspecting individuals, their lives took a harrowing turn when they fell prey to the sinister machinations of a Black Magician, a necromancer who wielded powers that defied the laws of nature. It began on a stormy night in the forgotten corners of a desolate town, where shadows danced with an eerie cadence. Thunder rumbled like the ominous laughter of an unseen specter, heralding the arrival of the nefarious sorcerer known only as Malachai. His motives, shrouded in the cloak of the macabre, led him to capture a group of hapless souls, each chosen for reasons only he could fathom. Bound by ancient incantations and arcane rituals, the captives found themselves trapped in a dimension between the living and the dead. Malachai, with his eyes like twin orbs of obsidian, cast spells that whispered promises of power and immortality, but at a sinister cost. The once vibrant individuals were now mere husks, their eyes vacant, and their movements mechanical. Yet, deep within the recesses of their consciousness, a flicker of awareness remained, a desperate yearning to break free from the chains that bound them to this malevolent puppet master. Sarah, a woman of indomitable spirit, was the first to sense the sliver of humanity that still lingered within her. It was a whisper, a distant echo of her own thoughts. Gathering the fragments of her willpower, Sarah began to navigate the labyrinth of her mind, a place where the necromancer's spells held sway. Faces of her fellow captives, once brimming with life, flickered like ghostly apparitions in the recesses of her consciousness. A silent communication passed among them, an unspoken vow to resist the encroaching darkness. The group, bound by a newfound connection, discovered the key to their liberation, an ancient tome hidden in the darkest recesses of the necromancer's lair. Its pages, etched with forbidden knowledge, held the secrets to unraveling the spells that ensnared them. Yet, the path to this grimoire was fraught with peril, as Malachai's spectral guardians patrolled the ethereal realm between enslavement and freedom. As the captives delved deeper into the nightmarish labyrinth of their shared consciousness, they faced not only the malevolent forces conjured by the Black Magician, but also the twisted manifestations of their own fears and regrets. The boundary between reality and nightmare blurred, leaving them questioning the very fabric of their existence. The journey to break free from the necromancer's grasp had just begun, and the shadows whispered tales of unspeakable horrors that awaited those who dared challenge the arcane might of Malachai. Would they succumb to the darkness that threatened to consume them, or would the flicker of humanity within guide them through the nightmarish maze and into the light? Only time would unveil the fate of these tormented souls as they grappled with the macabre forces that sought to claim them as eternal slaves to the Black Magician's insidious whims. The deserted streets echoed with the distant howl of the wind as the group, now free from the shackles of the necromancer's spells, prepared for the final confrontation. The air was charged with an otherworldly tension as Malachai, the Black Magician, emerged from the shadows with an eerie calmness that belied his malevolent intentions. His eyes, twin orbs of obsidian, locked onto Sarah, the catalyst of their resistance. A sinister smile curled on his lips as he spoke, his voice carrying the weight of centuries. "You thought you could escape the inevitable, but you are but insects before the might of my power." The group, their newfound strength pulsating within them, stood resolute. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp and twist around Malachai as he unleashed dark incantations, attempting to ensnare them once more. Yet, the collective will of the liberated souls formed an impenetrable barrier, deflecting the necromancer's malevolent onslaught. A battle between light and darkness unfolded in the eerie silence of the desolate town. Arcane energies clashed, casting surreal shadows that danced on the spectral landscape. The air crackled with magic as the group, fueled by their shared determination, countered each of Malachai's spells. Sarah, drawing upon the residual strength from their journey through the psychic labyrinth, confronted the Black Magician. Her eyes, once filled with fear, now glowed with an inner fire, a defiance that mirrored the collective spirit of the group. The grimoire, still radiating with ethereal energy, hovered beside her, a beacon of forbidden knowledge. With a surge of energy that resonated with the very essence of the liberated souls, Sarah unleashed the power contained within the grimoire. Arcane tendrils, like ethereal chains, ensnared Malachai, his dark form writhing in agony. The collective strength of the captives surged forth, a wave of energy that shattered the necromancer's defenses. The once invincible Black Magician now stood vulnerable, his power waning. As the ethereal chains tightened, Malachai let out a guttural scream that reverberated through the desolate town. Shadows swirled around him, dissipating into the night, leaving behind only echoes of the malevolent force that once held sway. The liberated souls, their ordeal finally at an end, watched as the Black Magician's presence faded into the abyss. The town, once a battleground between light and darkness, returned to a semblance of normalcy. The stormy night gave way to a dawn that bathed the world in a soft, eerie glow. The captives, now free from the clutches of the necromancer, looked at each other with a shared understanding. Their bond, forged in the crucible of shared nightmares, transcended the supernatural. As they dispersed into the waking world, forever changed by the horrors they faced, the echoes of their collective strength lingered in the silent streets. The tale of the Black Magician and the souls he sought to enslave became a whispered legend, a cautionary tale among those who dared to tread into the realms of forbidden magic. The liberated souls, though scarred by their ordeal, carried with them the knowledge that the strength of unity and the indomitable spirit of the human will could overcome even the darkest of sorceries. And so, the desolate town, once a theater for unspeakable horrors, faded into obscurity. Yet, in the quiet corners of the world, the echoes of that fateful night lingered, a testament to the enduring power of those who dared to confront the shadows and emerge victorious from the heart of darkness.